Hello Homestarters, OT Mom April here. If you have not subscribed yet to our channel, please do so you'll get notification every time we upload new videos. For today's video, we are going to talk about your child's motor skills. To better understand our child's motor development, we will divide our discussion into two parts. We will focus first on gross motor, then talk about fine motor skills later on. Gross motor skills is all about big movements made possible by large muscles of the body, such as muscles of the arms, legs, and the trunk. This is not just any kind of movement, because we are talking about coordinated, controlled, and purposeful movements of the body. Our child relies on the integrity of their gross motor function to carry out daily activities such as physical play, self-care, and school participation. The body and the brain work together in order to carry out whole body movements successfully. Please remember that for our child to perform gross motor movements, he needs to have good balance, coordination, motor planning, muscle strength, core strength, and endurance. Some we already discussed in our previous videos. I suggest you browse other topics for thorough discussion. Others we will discuss further in the following days. Going back, let's look into specific activities for us to have a clearer picture on how gross motor influence our child's performance of daily living activities. Do you know that even if your child is not moving, he is still making use of his gross motor function? This is because maintaining and changing positions also require gross motor to work. For your child to sit and stand upright without moving at all, he needs to activate his big muscle groups, particularly his core muscles, to maintain his balance and posture. If his big muscles are inefficient, then he can't hold upright position for long. He'll tire easily, slouch while sitting, or constantly move around or fidget to compensate. Imagine if your child has difficulty holding positions like sitting. How can he tolerate long sitting required in the classroom or at home during study time? Will writing, coloring, or cutting activities be easy for him if he still struggles to keep his position or his body upright? Do you think he can sit down that long to finish his food on the table? Can it be one of the reasons why you are having a hard time making your child sit down during feeding? If your child cannot stand still because of inefficient gross motor skills, how do you expect him to do basic self-care such as dressing, taking a bath, or even helping in simple household chores? How can he use his arms or hands to perform fine motor tasks efficiently if he can't maintain upright and stable position? Now, do you realize how important gross motor is in your child's development? We are just starting. To further discuss gross motor skills, let's talk about active play. Let's watch these video clips to understand fully how gross motor works when our child actively plays. This way, you will know what activities to give your child if there are specific components or skills that your child is having difficulty with. Going up and down the ladder and the stairs. Climbing activities require strength and endurance. In particular, muscle strength of the shoulders, arms, and hands need to be adequate to hold and carry Brielle's weight as she attempts to go up. The movement is against gravity, making even more challenging for her. The muscles of the legs and feet have to be activated to keep her stable and in place. Joint stability in both her shoulders and hips have to be efficient as well. Her core muscles are working also. It makes sure that she keeps her trunk stable and steady as she moves her arms and legs. As you see, when she climbs up, the arms and legs work together and move alternately. You still remember this skill? Correct! Bilateral coordination. For Brielle to stay up and do this play activity repeatedly without getting tired easily, she needs to have good endurance. And endurance is achieved if all of these skills are integrated well and are functioning as a group. Moving on, remember our topic about motor planning? Do you think Brielle will be able to use the ladder successfully if her motor planning skills are poor? Can she execute series of actions if she was not able to think about, plan her action, and move accordingly? Now let's move on to the next play activity, crossing the bridge and sliding. This bridge is a bit wobbly, and Brielle has to have good balancing skills for her to be able to remain standing while she walks in the uneven and unstable surface. She grips the rope for added support. She needs fine motor strength to assist her as she holds the rope. Her core muscles are at work to keep her trunk stable and her posture upright as she walks forward. Bilateral coordination is also needed as she walks and crosses the bridge. As she slides, she positioned herself sitting. Again, core muscles are activated for her to maintain the position even while she slides. This also stops her to fall forward. While swinging, postural control and muscle strength of the shoulders, arms and trunk, or the core are at work to keep Brielle stable while swing is moving. Note that her body sways as the swing moves, and yet does not fall or lose her balance. This is made possible by her core strength. Her shoulder and arm strength holds her in place by tightly gripping on the rope. Her leg muscles work as well as she pushes herself and swing. Is swinging a challenging activity for your child? Do you fear that she might lose her grip or fall down while on the swing? Do you see your kid almost lying down on the slide or unable to hold the side of the slide for added support? Do you need to assist your kid as he slides down because he tends to fall forward? Does he falls down when he attempts to climb up monkey bars and ladders? Does he trips often and loses his balance when he walks or runs around? Or does your kid avoid playground activities and appears fearful when encouraged to explore or play on his own? If your answer is yes, then you know what area you need to work on. Now, is it clear how important it is to let your child visit and play in the playground? Do you imagine how working on his motor skills be like if he just stays at home, sitting down most of the time and doing solitary activities such as watching TV, playing video games, using his phone? Considering our current lifestyle, did it ever occur to you how living in a limited space affects your child's development and yet rarely doing any physical activities to stimulate him? If your child has problems in school, such as difficulty staying seated for a long time, or even focusing in class, or needing maximal prompting in doing school-related tasks such as writing, coloring, and cutting, will you consider possible motor skill issues as one of the reasons and not just problems in motivation and behavior? These are just some things to think about. Observe your child at home during play, study time, and self-care. Also, recall teachers' reports from school or how he is in the playground. Maybe you have to work on his gross motor functions and other foundation skills that are somehow limiting him to perform other tasks successfully. That's it, Homestarters. I hope that you learned something from today's topic. Please subscribe because we are going to talk about fine motor skills next. Thank you for watching.